Today I heard a short video of Sadhguru about weed, and I heard many messages from him through the years, like, well, would you trust a pilot who's piloting an airplane if asking to people who are in favor of weed, right? And I think nobody, probably even people who are everyday high on weed, I don't know. Probably, I don't know, maybe they will come with some relevant, coherent, irrational idea. You never know. The problem is that if the conversations, the discussions are not at the same level, somebody must be aware of the majeutic of who is, I don't know, who is the owner of the majeutic, the practicer. Socrates, but I don't know, majeutic. I don't know the word for that. The thing is that today Sadhguru was saying, yes, we have all these cannabinoid receptors and they are not made to get the weed from the outside. They are made to create your own THC. And some people are bad CEOs of their factories and then they smoke, and it is like breaking the rule, because you go to the other side just the same way as everybody else who manage to do it without the internal drugs. Is because every child is able to do all these things. So it doesn't matter if you finally get it through weed, you're still not where probably Sadhguru, but for sure Krishnamurti meant. Because I don't know how high is the dimension from Sadhguru, because I have never seen it at the same dimension that I am speaking from here. And with Krishnamurti, it's like he's my brother, just like Socrates. He's like all the pure connection. And I would have loved meeting Einstein and Stephen Hawking, all the people who are crazy, but they were not artists. In the way that they are not painters, they are not musicians, they are not writers, so they are not pop art. But science is art, just like philosophy. And only when you are the creator, when you are the recreator, you can see it in so many different ways. You can make it as beautiful as possible, but you are making something that someone else did before. And you are copying it. And so it's not coming from the other dimension. That's what I mean. So it's just being aware of what your ego is. You can only be out of your mind killing your ego. And I don't know if it is easier for the biggest egos, because they have no space to breathe as a consciousness. So the consciousness is never struggling. But the ego is always on a battle, in a competition against everyone, against themselves and everybody else. So they're not getting their consciousness, which means the irrational mind, unzipping your rational mind. And it doesn't matter which way you are doing it, because the important thing is just truly connect with yourself, with your inner child, which is going back to 3 years old. If you have never been there and you are 35, you have a lot of work to do to come from 35 till 3 years old. The people who are children till, I don't know, 16, 17, when they stop being a child, I never stopped being a child. My first existential crisis was when I was 11, seeing all the children wanting to stop being children. And then in the adolescence, wanting, I already made a video about that. So, yeah, and everybody would say, yeah, but I don't want to be as crazy as this person is. I'm just saying the truth. I'm not telling you to follow it. I'm just telling you the truth, which is my truth, but it's your truth once you get it. And then you decide if you follow your truth or you follow the society truth. So today, I was gonna ask artificial intelligence what is the meaning of a wanderer. Because in Spanish it's vagabundo, vagabond. But a wanderer is a similar thing, and just everything you need from society that is not a survival thing, like water, food, and clothes. But if you're not gonna live like in a tribe in the middle of the jungle or like a hermitage in the mountains alone, in order to survive around all these schizophrenic people, is to accept that you are crazy. And most of the people who are artists are saying the same thing, but they can survive selling their art. The scientist could survive with the science, but it's like you need a Nobel Prize and it's not even a Grammy award, right? So how I see completely infinite types of societies at the same time. And it doesn't matter if we go back to the classic Greece with the wisdom and everything, because the common thing all over the history of humanity is corruption. I wrote something about that today. It doesn't matter if you are liberal, progressist, conservative. It doesn't matter. In all governments in the world, in any way, there is corruption, always. Probably in Scandinavia is just a little bit of more honesty, and it's the less corrupt part of the world. I made some videos some years ago about that. And so the Greeks killed Socrates. That's what I'm always saying, that forget about Jesus Christ, please. Please, forget about Muhammad, forget about Abraham, Moses, forget about all of them. The real one is you. And you, and you, and you, and you. As long as you connect with your daemon. That's it. Because the only proof in the history that someone is not a corrupt, it was Socrates. He was offered to pay the fine by the students. He was poor. He didn't give a shit. He was right. He didn't give a shit. He didn't want to deny himself being dishonest with yourself in the most important moment of your life just to survive, and killed your whole life. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous, but people don't have values to evaluate their whole lives. That's the only truth.